So don't get it twisted, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on a sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms. 'Cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No. Is that so wrong? No.
Yeah, song is great. So I use like aggressive language, but really like in a contradictory way. So I was about to say we're gonna destroy these vocals, but I mean that in a really good way. Okay, so I just thought I'd make that clear. We are gonna absolutely annihilate these vocals. I'm excited. One thing that I did notice though was that the kick in the verses is probably a little heavy. Um, so I'm gonna just kind of bring that down a couple decibels and see where that sits.
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally, I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I guess learning the hard way made me a little bit softer. I can't say I don't know.
Jucko says, personally, I hate this kind of dry drums. Kick is a suitcase, snare is a swatter. I think you mean maybe sweater or swat. I don't know what you're talking about. It's swatter like a fly swatter, or maybe a sweater. I don't know. But the good news is, dude, that you can download these and mix them the way that you want to, right? There's just every engineer is going to do something a little bit different. You know, everybody's going to be kind of like putting their own seasoning on things. So grab these tracks and download them and practice, right? And then practice molding those sounds into what maybe you're a little bit more interested in, you know, what you want to hear, what your taste kind of like leans towards. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, good stuff in the chat here. Okay. I'm gonna stick the old headphones on, y'all. That's true too. Listening environment, right? If you don't know, or if the listening environment you're not referencing, stuff like that, whatever. You get the point. Let's see what we got.
I can't say I don't know why this is happening.
And I am going to go from the top here, so I can kind of calibrate my headphone level.
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally, I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I guess learning the hard way made me a little bit softer. I can't say I don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Well, I do, and it's you. I'm not used to loving with the lights on. So give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms. When it's you.
Okay. Yeah, just had to rebalance the kick and snare a little bit for the genre, right? You know, that kick, the level of that kick just was a little bit too loud for me. So I took it down a little bit in the verse, took it down just slightly in the chorus, but I'm happy with where that's sitting for now. Um, let's get into vocals, guys. What do you think? What you think? What you think? What you think?
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore.
So I'm just gonna do a little bit of automation on these vocals before I start processing them. To just get them a little bit more consistent here before I go into the set of processing.
The edges make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore.
A little too much.
Well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to.
Let's cut this word. Leave me. You can leave me.
You can leave me. You can leave me on a.
A bit more.
You can leave me on a Tuesday. No.
I know technically like the waveform doesn't look like it needs to be brought up, but on I just feel like I want it up a little bit.
Leave me on a Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more.
Sounds good. Sounds really good. She's great. Grace Gunn, everybody. Follow on Insta. Support the artists. You're learning a lot using her art right now.
My thoughts, but no more. I just learned to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I just learned the hard way. Made me a little bit softer.
Hear how that kind of like ducks down? I'm just doing some gain moves here.
Be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I just learned the hard way. Made me a little more. I just learned the hard way. Made me a little bit softer. I can't say more. I just learned the hard way. Made me a little bit softer. I can't say I don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Well, I do and it's you. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Well, I do and it's you. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. That I don't want us on the sidewalk.
Let's get that K happening. We missed that, right?
But I love that I like it. That I don't wanna sing another sad song. Not while I'm laying in your arms. 'Cause you love me with the lights on. It's not so wrong, no.
Cool. Yep, just doing a little volume automation here, guys. Nothing more complex than that. Just doing a little bit of volume automation on these vocals to kind of bring things out that might be buried or bring things down that might be poking out of the mix too much. Making it more consistent before I put it through some vocal processing. And what that does, if you do this kind of stuff before compression, compressors won't have to work as hard. Although there's already compression on these vocals, I can tell.
I'm seeing
And as a result, it will sound more natural. It won't sound as kind of like artificial or squashy.
A light at the end of the tunnel. Oh no, you uncover me like a fossil, covered in dirt from the fall, covered in dirt from the fall. You got plans, I got problems. Never thought loving you might solve them, but oh well. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk. I love that.
Yeah. Just get that K on sidewalk again.
I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No. Dancing around in shades of red and blue. Ooh, the wind is closing time and we gotta go home. I won't look away because I know I'm getting used to loving with the lights on. So don't get it twisted, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on a sidewalk, but I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No. Is that so wrong? No.
Cool. I'm gonna go with that for now. We're gonna start processing these things. Already sounding tight and right.
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore.
So I've decided to use this compressor. I'm gonna squash these vocals just a little bit more, get them narrow the dynamic range so I can place them in the mix the way that I want. And I've chosen this compressor. It's the vintage, it's a Blue Stripe 1176, because it just has a very specific kind of characteristic. These vocals are kind of bright to me. And this has like more of kind of like a warmer tone. So I'm kind of thinking like I want to balance this vocal out a little bit more. I don't want to add something that's going to add more like brightness to it. If anything, I want to go kind of like a little bit of the opposite direction. That's just a taste thing.
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Normally, I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I guess learning the hard way made me a little bit softer. We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it
So I think this is probably a good section to like really be able to hear what the compression is doing.
You can leave me on a Tuesday.
First without.
You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more.
So these pieces of the vocal here, kind of like quieter in the mix, right? These pieces of the vocal here popping out of the mix a little bit more, right? Now, when I pop this on, you'll kind of notice a sense of consistency and detail that we didn't have before going through this section. Take a listen.
You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more.
Now, without.
You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more.
Back.
You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more.
Hopefully, you guys are hearing the difference here, right? Are you guys with me? Are you hearing the difference? This is much easier to place in the mix. And I think a really good kind of like cool way to demonstrate this is to like bounce this track in place. So I'm just going to do that real quick. And you can physically, oh crap. Hold on. And you can physically crap. No, you can physically, like, you can see with your eyes that we've narrowed the dynamic range here, right? This is what compression leaves us with. This is what the signal's like with compression. Taking all these soft parts, they're coming up, and all these loud parts are coming down. So more consistency, ultimately, without sacrificing the way that the vocal sound, like the natural kind of way that the vocal sounds, right? You guys, is that clicking? Is that clicking for you guys?
Could you do a little teaching moment here?
I would love to.
We usually do gain automation. This track doesn't really need it.
I did it.
Oh, you did some.
I did. Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna go away again.
Oh, that was it? No, don't leave. Don't go. Oh.
You leave to get a glass of water and everything changes.
Yeah, y'all explain to Caleb what you guys learned.
Yes. I'm sorry. Don't join our program. I'm out of touch.
Gotta update you over the course of 2 years
I
here.
get an upgrade.
All right.
Leave me
So that's where we're at on compression. Great.
on a Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I guess learning the hard way made me a little bit softer. I can't say I don't know why this is happening.
So this stuff is annoying me. The fact that these vocals here are jammed up the center, and that's some producers like that, some engineers like that. I don't. I would prefer to have these kicked out to the sides. So I'm going to use just a very simple trick here. Sample delay, or Haas delay, right? It's a stereo delay where you don't delay one side at all. You just leave it dry. And then you delay the left side, the left channel, by anywhere from 10 to 40 milliseconds or so, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that and listen to what this does to this vocal. Excuse me. All right, a bag of chips. I got a chip caught in my throat. Feel free to sample that and make a beat out of it later. But those of you who have been on these events prior, you've seen me do this before, right? This is kind of a regular thing. It's one of my favorite ways to just take a mono sound and turn it into a stereo sound. So something that's more narrow and make it wider in the mix. So here's that harmony before.
Can't say I don't know why this is happening.
Here it is after.
Can't say I don't know why this is happening.
Hopefully you can hear the difference there, right? So what this does for me is it takes this here vocal in the center of the mix and it declutters it.
Can't say I don't know why this is happening.
Now I'm going to stereo delay it. Here we go.
Can't say I don't know why this is happening.
Now that harmony is all around us. It's clearing out the space in the center of the mix for that lead vocal to be more intelligible. So it's creating this separation between the two, right? And I just prefer that way.
Can't say I don't know why this is happening.
And let's keep the lead vocal the main thing, you know? So I'm going to just kind of turn the harmonies down a little bit, just kind of rebalance those.
Can't say I don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Oh, I do, and it's you. Oh, I'm not used to loving with the. Can't say I don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Oh, I do, and it's you. I'm not
I'm going to mute that section going into the chorus. Let's see.
don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Oh, I do, and it's you. I'm not used to loving with the lights on. So get
Let's play that through.
the hard way, made me a little bit softer. Can't say I don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Oh, I do, and it's you. I'm not used to loving with the lights on. So give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk. I love that, I like it.
Not sure yet what I want to do with that. You know, part of me is like, hey, contrast. You know, we've got this one vocal in the center, it's smaller, and then we blow it out.
Oh, I do, and it's you. I'm not used to loving with the lights on. So give me a minute, I'm still taking.
Interesting.
Can't say I don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Oh, I do, and it's you. I'm not used to loving with the lights on. So give me.
I don't know. I like that. I like the harmony there, and then we'll pull them out just for these little two phrases here. Let's stick with that. Cool. Me likey. I'm gonna take the processing that we did on the chorus vocals and just pull that over and copy it to our chorus. Let's say chorus. The processing that we did on our verse and copy it to our chorus.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on. So give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing
See, this double is already split for us.
on the sidewalk. But I love that, I
Yeah, excuse me. Let's do the same thing with this harmony. Just kick it out to the sides.
I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh no, you uncover me like a fossil, covered in dirt from the fall. You got plans, I got problems. Never thought loving you might solve them, but oh well. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me lights on, but oh well. I'm not used to loving with the lights on.
I might just take off the harmony here and just let her kind of do that flourish at the end on her own. I'm getting used to loving with the lights on, so don't get it twisted, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on a sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in. Yeah, this is sitting pretty. Let's do some. Oh, look at that. And I already had those notes.
On both of those.
Both of those.
Got it.
I know myself.
Yeah, you do.
Ookie. Let's get some space in here. Methinks. I'm gonna go ahead and create some auxiliary tracks. I'm gonna call this vocal verb. I'm gonna call this vocal slap. And I'm gonna call this vocal delay. Usually I would already have these like set up. I just didn't start and set in my template. Today. Excuse me.
Anyone else had a cough for like 2 months? 'Tis the season.
Call this all wet effects.
I think it was RSV this time. They tested for COVID. Got sick on Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's a bummer.
My whole family was sick all through the holidays. Guess it's a good enough time to do it, right? Because you're supposed to be relaxing. Force the issue.
Yeah, I got no choice.
You know that's hard for me to do anyway.
Cool. So I've got a vocal verb, vocal delay, and a slap. Oh, I don't want them in that order though. And that matters to me. I don't know why. reverb. And I'm just going to pick a reverb that I like, which I've already saved. That's a plate. I like a good plate. I'm going to pick a delay that I like. Slap delay. So 1/8 inch or 1/8 inch. 1/8 note. And I'm going to use the filters inside the delay unit to filter up to about 400 here and filter down to about 2.5K there. So I don't get any of that like low on really rumbly kind of stuff. And I don't get any of that high end slappy bathroom kind of stuff. And then on my delay, I'm going to set that at half note, maybe repeating a little bit. And I'm going to stagger the sides a little bit. So when I activate this spread, what it does is it staggers the sides similar to what we did with the Haas delay, right? So it's like maybe a 20 millisecond kind of difference between the left channel and the right channel, which gives it that width that I'm looking for, rather than having the repeat or the delay come from precisely in the center of the mix, right? So I'm going to do that on my delay, and I'm going to do it on my slap. And that's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bus these directly to my all vocal bus. So I've got verb. I've got slap. I've got delay, and then we can just kind of play with them from here and kind of be a little bit creative. Another thing I want to do though is just a little bit more kind of control and just kind of see where the tone of the vocal is compared to our references before I even get into the spatial processing. So just kind of like a final kind of check here. I'm going to put a limiter on the bus.
We get coffee on a Sunday. I'm getting used to loving that. I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong?
Just catching the peaks. Very, very tip tops of the signal there.
Coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the.
I'm going to put a little bit more or a little bit of de-essing in here too. That one kind of popped out at me. On a Sunday. Just listen.
The edges make a mess. We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally, I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more.
Pretty cool. Let's check that against just some references, see where we're sitting.
Coffee on
What happened to all my references? Didn't I have like 9 of them in here? What's going on? What's going on here?
coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, making that's where you'll be forgotten. Well, I guess not anymore.
So far, a little bit thinner. I'm gonna go on a chorus. Pretty close.
It'll be alright if we burn it down. Is that so wrong?
That is real hot.
Did the nurse come get you? It's your alibi. Too late, and that's where you'll be forgotten in 40 years. 'Cause you love me. Did the nurse come get you? It's your alibi.
Well, that's easy enough.
Did the nurse come get you? It's your alibi. I'm in a way song. Now I'm laying in your arms. 'Cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so? Coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore.
Hear the difference? Hear what that did? I literally just did the same thing I did yesterday with the drums and the guitars. I just boosted the high end. I just shelved it up. 3, almost 4 decibels, right? Starting at what, 7.5.
On a Tuesday, normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more.
Just whoop, brings the vocals right forward. Get them to cut.
I'm always gonna be home down, yeah. This shit in my kinfolk.
There's a banjo.
Hopes up, and I'm thinking that
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally, I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I guess learning the hard way made me a little bit softer. I can't say I don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do. 'Cause it's you.
Yeah, listen to that. Without,
Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I guess learning the hard way made me a little bit softer. I can't say I don't know why this is happening.
someone was asking how to make the vocals bigger. That's how you do it. It's a combination of stacks of vocals, right? Where you have like these lead vocals, and then you have this like left and right kind of thing going on, left and right relationship with, maybe some doubles and some harmonies and things like that. Then adding some like reverbs, delays, and other kind of spatial processing to really kind of get them wide and big and kind of larger than life, right? So far, all I've done here is added a little bit of reverb and added a little bit of slap delay. I'm going to add some, I'm going to kind of get these dialed in with the chorus section, and then we'll do some automation throughout the song.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, I was just gonna say I totally agree, and don't sleep on unison layers. Modern pop choruses are so often lots of unit. I've even seen producers play with like 7 to 9 unison layers, really tightly aligned to just get that massive sound.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No. Dancing around in shades of red and blue. Ooh, the way it's close in time and we gotta go home. I won't look away because I know I'm getting used to loving with the lights on. So don't get it twisted, I'm still taking it in.
So I kind of like that balance there in terms of wet effects on the vocal for the chorus section.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on. So give me a minute,
I might turn up the doubles a little bit.
I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No.
All right, so listen, with and without the doubles.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No.
Hopefully you guys are hearing that. Hearing that? Hearing that? Yeah, that's the width.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No.
Cool. All right, let's go
Yeah.
in here.
I'm hearing just a little bit of the fighting with the delay and those wide vocals. They're fighting just a hair.
The wide
Delay on the lead and the wide vocals.
delay on the lead and the wide vocal.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now while I'm laying in
Actually,
your arms.
this little growl thing she does sometimes that's actually poking. She has this little growl thing in her anyway, not a big deal. I'm just hearing like distracted. It's actually this growl thing she's
I'm not
doing.
used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the
Must be in
sidewalk,
the harmony.
but I love that I like it. I don't wanna see another set. I'm not used to loving with the lights on.
Little,
Give me a minute, I'm still taking it in.
Did you hear it?
yeah, it's in
I'm
that one.
not used to loving with the lights on. Give me a minute, I'm still.
Are you talking about kind of like that gliss up or like that scoop up?
Yeah,
Ah!
she does a scoop and there's a little growl in there with it. Anyway.
I'm not used to
Ah.
loving with the lights on. Give me a. I'm not used to loving with the lights on. So give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song.
Yeah. It's
Your ears are better than mine. It's
little,
not.
a little thing. You know how sometimes the ear like picks a thing and then hyper focuses on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Here, I'll just pull that out.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk.
Take it out of each of the starts of each of the major starts of each phrase.
I'm not used to kissing on the.
Like here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love me a smooth vocal.
I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing. Sing another sad song. Now while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No.
Thank you, dude. Sorry.
Huh?
Thank you, dude. Sorry.
It's okay.
But I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the
Whatever makes you happy.
lights on. Is that so wrong? No.
Cool. I think that's good.
Beautiful. Thanks.
Cool. Let's do some automation. First, any questions about anything that we just did in the past hour? Anything? We are still missing the high tom track. I don't recall there being any actual signal in the high tom track, so I think I just deleted it. I know there was a hit or two in the low tom track.
Hey, Jake, I told Dane like 12, sorry, it'd be 2:30 your time to master. You think you'll be there by then? 45
Yeah.
minutes? Cool.
For sure. One hit towards the end on a high tom? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not bringing it back in. Sorry, high tom. Any other? It's a short roll. Now I'm curious. Now I'm just curious. Lights on. Okay.
Yeah, who's had this song in their head?
Tom High. So, oh, there was something in here. Look at that. Look at that. Fixed.
Don't look away, 'cause I know, 'cause I don't look away because I know I'm getting used to loving with the
You come back to those and get those to poke out a little bit more. Let's take some more questions. Then we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll come back in. Who's got a question? Is there a way to tame that string buzz if wanted? If you want to tame string buzz, you can try repair tools like Isotope RX repair tools or something like that, or you can
Retrack it.
retrack it or manually pull it down with some gain automation. I usually just gain automation down. I don't like what processing does to the rest of the tone of the guitar. So I'll just go in and manually like zoom in on the thing and then bring it down with some volume automation.
Yeah, EQ can sometimes get rid of that depending on the frequencies.
Jake, why so much reverb on the vocals? I really like the drier version. Just taste. We're gonna go through and automate some of these for the verse too. The verse is gonna be a little bit drier than the chorus. So again, same idea, Lou. You got access to the multi-tracks. You could do a dry version if you want. Today we're going my way. All right.
Yeah, I might go a little less on it too, but it's all subjective. You listen to the reference tracks, there's a lot on those.
Somebody had a question about yesterday. Why'd you put tape on every bus? Why not on a master channel only? Yeah, so like when you start to stack stages of saturation, that's when some like cool magical things can happen. Like try it, run the test yourself. Or I can run it for you here. There's an audible difference that happens.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on.
It's just for me, it's like every stage of saturation, there is a point of like diminishing returns here, right? But like if you start to stack like these stages, like I've got tape and console emulation, and you can experiment with this like crazy. You can do like console, one type of console, another type of console, another type of console, and just kind of like go through that and just like put like 4 or 5 different kind of console emulations on a single bus. And experiment with it and see what it does for you. I like the stages of saturation. I think it kind of creates this kind of depth, right? Especially if I'm like, hey, I've got a stage of saturation on my drums, like that's got its own kind of like sound, right? There's separation that happens there too as each of the group signals are hitting those stages of saturation. So like there's a cohesiveness that happens with the groups of instruments, and then again on the entire mix, right? So you're just kind of like breaking this up. Uh,
It's a tool too. You may find that it doesn't work for a track. Sometimes, I love saturation, and maybe I'm working on an EDM track that's super, super tight and clean, and I'll put saturation on there, and I'm like, you know, it's not the vibe. I want that crisp, clean deal, and that's better suited maybe for a rock or a pop or a folk or country record. You know what I mean?
and I've come to this after like this specific like layout where I do tape and console on every bus and then again on the mix bus. I've come to this after my own kind of like cycles of experimentation, and experimenting with a whole bunch of different stuff and like really going down the rabbit hole there. And I've just come to the conclusion that like this, for me, this is the system that I've landed on for me as an engineer. Like this is enough bang for the buck where I'm not getting in the weeds with a whole bunch of different stuff, right? And you might like the sound of like a Neve desk, or you might like a different company's tape machine, or a different company's console emulation. I saw somebody mention NLS earlier from Waves, right? You might like that better. You gotta come to your own conclusions here. This is what I've landed on after years of just doing this stuff. So you
You
know,
may, you may have a project where the console is really working, but with the tape, it's too much. Or you may put it on the output and be like, oh, there's too many layers there. I mean, just notice what it's doing and do what's right for the track based upon it. But in this case, we all heard it yesterday. It just made the whole thing go like in terms of depth, right?
does changing the tape settings on separate tracks create problems? No, it just creates different sounds. String buzz be an issue during the master? I don't know. We'll see. Isn't your stereo out the same as a mix bus? Yes, correct. Compression before EQ or EQ before compression. I typically do cutting moves before compression and like additive moves after compression. Just typically, not all the time. Sometimes it's just I'm just in the moment, doing the job and doing the thing, and I'm just like kind of throwing stuff on very quickly, and I don't think about it, right? But typically, subtractive before compression, additive after. It's kind of what I go by. I think you said yesterday you took two acoustic guitars and basically turned them into one track. No. You know, the acoustic guitars were recorded by the producer and the recording engineer separately. They recorded a take of one acoustic guitar and then they recorded a second take playing the same exact part. And then what they did was they panned them hard left and hard right and then baked them into a single stereo track. So that's what came in. That's what I was given.
That's a dirty guitar.
What is the difference between wait? The chat's moving as I'm reading the questions. What is the difference between these headphones 770-80 and 770 Pro 250? I don't know. Different ohms.
Whatever that means.
I don't know. I just bought the 770s, the 250s because somebody recommended them to me. I don't really know the difference.
Are you gonna get the Olos, do you think, Jake? Or
I have them right here.
oh, you have some.
They're in the box. I haven't
You
even
just need to
opened
get you just need to get used to them.
them. I need to try them. I haven't even tried them.
Yeah, you'll like them.
I'm afraid because I know these so well.
Right. It's always scary.
Um,
I'm getting some new speakers and I'm gonna have to relearn them. I'm scared.
Any other questions before we take a quick break? How do you go about not doing too much? Listen to your references. Yeah, listen to your references. They
Yeah,
help.
I also said the process that we teach here also helps you not doing too much because you're working with a ton of intentionality with the volume and then making notes and stuff. So you're not, I think the biggest mistake is people getting in and feeling overwhelmed by a session. And I think when you feel overwhelmed, you feel like you need to do a lot.
You know, bro, you know what the biggest benefit of our program is giving you the confidence. Just giving you confidence that you need to like make decisions. I'm not sitting here like second guessing a whole bunch of stuff or like really rabbit holing on a bunch of stuff. Like I feel really confident about what I'm hearing, and I feel really confident of the intentions behind my decisions and why I'm making those decisions and how I'm molding audio. So I think the biggest thing holding a lot of people back is just like, that sounds good to me, but am I supposed to do X, Y, and Z? Or am I supposed to do this? And then just kind of like not having that like that conviction in the decisions that they're making. Right.
That's,
Um,
that's the biggest thing, man. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like instinct earlier, when I was talking about mastery. It's like you don't think about it, you know how to do it. And it's not like you can't keep improving because we always do. And we keep exploring new things and finding better ways of doing things. But once you have that foundation, it's like you know how to shape sound. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's just like has to be instinctual.
I think that, you know, is at the top. Um, and closely followed by like there's no right or wrong. There's no like when you're making music and like creating and engineering and stuff like that, there's there is no real right or wrong. Like there is, hey, the target, like do we want to come close to the target, whatever that is for you. What is your target? And do you have the ability to come close to that target? That's it.
Yeah, there's this beautiful thing that happens in the middle of our program because we start with mastering and it's like then we go into mixing. So you're taking all this, the ears and the room and the deep under, because you really have to understand how to shape sound and what's happening with everything. And you start applying that to mixing. And then about halfway through mixing, it's like all this technical stuff you've learned starts to interact with the human emotional side of us. And there's this kind of like crossover point where you take the technical and realized how connected to the ability to create emotion in your music is. And that's the moment where the magic starts to happen, in my opinion. Will there ever be a Fix the Master? We've done mastering events before. We're going to do a mastering intensive, I think, in a month or so, which will be fun.
So what headphones did you use before someone turned you onto the DT770 Pros? A pair of Sennheisers. Okay, so Sennheiser. Don't take this the wrong way. I was mixing in Sennheiser something or other headphones. I don't remember HD somethings, and they broke, and then I bought another pair and they broke too. And then I was just like, I'm not I'm not doing this again. So and I'm not like bad mouthing the company or anything, but I had like, you know, I just had I drew the lottery for Sennheiser.
Yeah.
It's all that was. I'm like, I gotta find something else. And I kept hearing how comfortable You know, this is really a commercial for DT 770s. Wait until next time when I'm like wearing the Olos and I'm like, these are the greatest. But I've had these headphones for like 10 years or something like that. These exact ones. And I just kept hearing how comfortable they were and how sturdy they were. And I'm like, oh, well, I went through 2 pair of really expensive headphones that broke. I'm going to get this comfortable, sturdy pair. And since then, I've just had the same exact set of headphones.
And never let our recommendation of something confuse you. If you don't have headphones and you're looking for something, I would get the Olos. But if you don't have the Olos and you really know your headphones, don't think that us having Olos is going to change your game. It's not about that. Nothing we ever recommend is like the final holy grail. We do a lot of research what's going to help our students because we're running a community of like 1,500 students. So we want to have something that's conducive to that kind of environment. But if you know what you have, don't don't sleep on it, man. Just get really, really good at with what you have.
Bam, that's it. Just know what you got, dude. Like I think we mentioned it a little bit yesterday too. Like Depp doing like his mixes on AirPods, right? It's like, okay, just know what good sounds like, or know what your target is supposed to sound like on whatever system you're listening through. You
Yep.
know, just know your stuff. I'm in the Andrew Shep's camp with that, right?
Yep. Yep.
I'm doing all this mixing on a set of Sony's.
We need to get him on one of our things here.
I bet you he'll come on too.
Oh, he
He's a
would
big
totally.
he's a big proponent of just education, and he's a cool dude.
100%. Yeah, yeah.
He'd come on. Um, anything else, guys? Any other quick questions before we take a quick break, and then we'll get back into it?
Finish
Last
this
kind of
up and let Dane rock these in about a half an hour.
yeah, it won't take me a half hour to finish this. You send any other tracks to the same effects buses as the vocals? Not not typically, but maybe once in a blue moon. Maybe like a solo instrument or something that's like mad dry. I don't know.
What was the question if you'd send instruments to a vocal bus? I missed it.
If I would, yeah, use the same effects from vocals on different like instruments on like
Yeah, we
another
usually
instrument.
we usually teach this more. We have a lot of stuff baked in here, but we usually have like a vocal set of buses, an instrument one, and then a drums one. And the goal with that is to create a bit of separation in the types of reverbs being used. You don't want to just have one that you're basically using because everything will start to sound a little flat. And, if you imagine the extreme of that would be like your rock band playing in a tunnel or a cave or something. It's going to sound uh, overwhelmingly like one sound. So there's like enough separation, but not too much. You don't want to have different reverbs on like every single track because then it starts to feel too disconnected. The medium, the middle of that is the sweet spot. But then to answer that question, it's like think about the vocal as kind of the lead star of the show, and maybe a moment that you could use the same reverb that you're using on a vocal is if something took over, like maybe a guitar solo or something that now becomes the star of the show, and you wanted it to feel the same as what the vocal was doing, not necessarily saying that you would want that, but if you did want that, then maybe you'd send that guitar solo. You see what I mean? That's a use case. So I'm always thinking of what it's doing and the story that I want to tell. That's what we mean by that. That would be an instance. Maybe you could do that, but you just have to feel it out. No, we don't mix into a compressor on the master.
What
Once you
about
have
linear?
percent mastering, you don't really need to do that.
What about linear phased EQ? Do you guys use in specific case? Um, I don't really care about linear phase. I'll use it in mastering. But I can't tell you that I've ever like noticed a difference or had a client fire me for using or not using a linear phase EQ.
That's a good point. Matt says, from listening here, it would seem like the reverse engineer would take you a large chunk of time to master the
Ah,
the mastering part to get to the mixing session. But what about us that just want to create music? Can't really
yep,
afford to spend 2 to 3 years learning something I don't want to do to get the parts that I need to make music.
yep. Can I answer this?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, hire a mixing engineer. Just hire a producer or a mixing engineer then. Somebody who you can be a creative partner to you or collaborate with somebody who is interested in doing that stuff. Right? If you
However,
don't want to spend the time, this is why artists hire producers, mixing and mastering engineers, right? Because they have a vision for themselves, they have a vision for their brand and their music career and their music business, and they love creating and performing. And there's a lot that comes along with that if you're going to build a career as an artist. So leaving the technical things to the people who live in that technical world is the play there, right? I don't know, just my 2 cents on it.
yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are creatives that should hire a mix and mastering engineer, and it's not worth learning. However, I will say, and there's a lot of TRE students in the chat who are want to be producers and want to be artists who came into the program because what I said earlier, which is the tools that you'll learn in mastering and mixing are 85% of the same tools that you'll shape sound with in production. There's not much more. There's a few more you learn. And I've found time and time again where people learn mastering and mixing, and even if that's not what they want to do, it sharpens the tools so much that they have that the creative process changes for them. Again, in those windows of creative, it comes in bursts, this creative energy that we have. And man, how many times have you been ripped out of the creative moment because you couldn't figure out a stupid plugin or something, or you couldn't figure out how to get the idea out to sound right? You know what I mean? And getting it out and having it sound right is the technical part that creatives often want to skip over because it's not the fun part. It's not playing music and creating. It's the technical part, and they don't want to learn it. But it's that technical part in those creative moments that shoots them in the foot when they're trying to get it out and they just can't get it to come out right. So I've had so many people who've come in and learned mix and mastering, and even if that's not what they want to do, it unlocked them as creatives and producers.
Like
And that's
Michael.
invaluable. Yeah, 100%. There's so many. I mean, get an engineer if you want, like what Jake said. But if you really want to master audio, learn the whole process and learn how it's all connected together and learn not only that and the way that it unlocks you, but learn the kinds of productions you need to make to send off to the mixing engineer. Because if you're doing a whole bunch of stuff that makes his life hard, your product's not going to be as good. And if he has to do a whole bunch of stuff that's not as good, then the master's not going to be as good. So there's every reason under the sun to learn that stuff and to hone the same tools that you're going to be using to shape sound, regardless of what you want to do.
Bus
You know,
compression.
it's a
Oh,
convenient pitch for a program, but also it's true. Just happens
totally.
to also be true.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Bus compression is an old fad, yes or no? No. No, not at all. Not at all. I just don't do it. If my intention is to export a mix as close to playback, export a mix as close to playback in DAW, what is the appropriate process? It depends on your DAW. Every DAW has like a print or a bounce process specific to it. So you just have to do a little bit of Googling or YouTubing on that. Dumb question, but how do you set all the tracks at minus 10 decibels? What's the name of the process? Normalization. or normalizing. When you introduce taper saturation, you introduce new or enhanced frequencies. Do you then revisit the height dimension to address buildup and balance, etc.? In other words, how do you avoid chasing your tail? I only address buildup introduced by processing if it is raising its hand at me, basically. If it's distracting or pulling me out of the song, the emotion of the song, of the world that we've created and built with this song, then I'll address it. Otherwise, I just leave it. The fixed mastering engineers for an EP. Will they master each song separately and then master the entire EP? I haven't gotten to 201 yet. No, I mean, it depends on what you're being hired for. If you're hired to master the entire EP, then you're going to master all this, master the entire EP. Some engineers go song by song with different processing chains and things like that. You could do it all in the same session. It's kind of up to however you want to run your business. I'm not sure about your issue, Marco. I don't know. I don't know about that. It sounds like a routing issue. Let's see. And I think that's where we got to break, guys. I want to be able to answer everybody's questions, but we only have about 15 minutes to finish this thing. So we'll break for, why don't we break for 3 minutes? We'll just do a quick one. Okay.
Cool.
And I'm going to bring up a timer, not just any timer, but my favorite timer. The old Goog. 3 minutes on the clock. See you back here in a jiffy. So I go upstairs, right? And I I see my daughter who's 4. She's just like runs across the room and then just jumps super far. And I'm like, oh my God, what is she doing? And then I continue to walk up the stairs and I see that there's like this giant beanbag chair. Like, we don't have any beanbag chairs in the house, but this thing is huge. It's massive. It's like the size of an actual like recliner. Like it's giant. It's the biggest beanbag chair I've ever seen. And it turns out my wife just picked up this giant beanbag chair. So I'm a beanbag chair owner now, I guess. Somebody said, I just realized I have a question. Is it plausible and impractical to be both a producer and mixing engineer as active professions? Yes, absolutely. 1 million billion quadrillion %. Let's finish this thing up. What say you? Got about, I don't know, 10 minutes. We don't have much to do here. I'm just gonna like do some automation on these vocals and then double check all my frequencies and my balance and stuff, and then we'll call it a day. Okay. Let's see here. Vocals. Let's start here, and we are just gonna automate the send levels. So I've got a send level there that I'm gonna automate.
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all.
Just like take out the wide delay.
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess.
Let's take out the slap.
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore. You
Maybe like a little like throw there.
Well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally I would be well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I guess learning the hard way made me a little bit softer.
it's sounding pretty tight. Let's maybe get the tail end of that thing kind of stinging.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking you. Well, I do when it's you. When it's you.
Right there. Let's get like this, like up. Might be too much.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so
Something like that. We're just kind of like ramping up the reverb on that flourish at the end.
when it's you. I'm not used to
So it makes it really kind of like distant for a moment. And then we get closer again once the chorus comes in. So we're going to do that with the delay as well. See what happens.
I do when it's you. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms. 'Cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No.
Cool.
I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh no, you uncover me like a fossil, covered in dirt from the fall. I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh no, you uncover me like a fossil, covered in dirt from the fall.
I'm going to pull down the slap delay here. Just a touch.
I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh no, you uncover me like a fossil, covered in dirt from the fall.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
I gotta say,
I'm seeing.
who's been thinking this the whole time? This verse reminds me so much of Lucy, both in how her vocal sounds and the lyric writing. It's crazy, right? So it's
Yeah.
just like Lucy. It's
Weird.
I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh no, you uncover me like a fossil, covered in dirt from the fall. You got plans, I got problems. Never thought loving you might solve them, but oh well. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms. 'Cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No.
And let's throw that away.
Is that so wrong? No. That's so wrong. No. Dancing around in shades of red and blue. Ooh.
pulling those vocals up a little bit.
Dancing around in shades of red and blue. Ooh, oh, it's closing time and we gotta go home. I won't look away because I know I'm getting used to loving with the lights on. So don't get it twisted, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it.
Yeah, I actually like the wet effects staying on here. Usually I would be like, oh, how can we create some contrast? But I like it.
I'm getting used to loving with the lights on. So don't get it twisted, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now I'm
Even that section, like, I thought of just kind of like pulling everything down, and making it like mad dry here. But I just don't think it's the move.
sidewalk, but I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now I'm laying
I don't know. I don't think it's necessary.
sidewalk, but I love that I like it.
The thing I might just kind of take down a little bit is like the just the delay up until that last part.
But I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now I'm
Cool. I like that. And then I'm going to go to gain here, and I'm just gonna gain this up just a touch. Just a touch. The whole vocal. Like, I don't know, like that.
not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. I don't wanna sing another sad song. Now I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No. Is that so wrong? No.
I'm gonna bring up that last guitar.
Is that so wrong? No. Is that so wrong? No.
And that can all come down, right?
Is that so wrong? No.
We can play with the last note, just kind of being like dry.
Is that so wrong? No.
And then the instruments, maybe we can do like this.
Is that so wrong? No.
See what happens.
So wrong? No.
And we will also take this and mute it.
Is that so wrong? No.
Yeah, there it is. I mentioned this yesterday, how the vocal seemed to disconnected from the track because we hadn't processed it yet. I think one of the big things you could take away from today is being able to hear what, even though we didn't have to do a ton, we still did a good job, but how much more it's fitting in cohesively to the track now. It's subtle, but it means the world. Y'all hear that? It just fits now. And it wasn't just the reverb that was making it fit. It was starting to fit more after you did that gain and compression and EQ. Suddenly it just made sense. Ladies and
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No. I'm not used to loving with the
I've got like
You guys hear that? Sorry,
I've
Mike.
got like an ear blindness a deafness, I guess it would be called when it comes to hearing. Of like 1K in my vocal. I just really love 1K in my vocal like a ton. And I don't know what that is, but I always check for it at the end of the mix, and like 9 times out of 10, I'm taking 1K out of the vocal a little bit.
It's
Anyway,
so much
I'm
life.
sorry.
There's just so much life there. It's hard. It's easy to get attracted to. But then when you master it, all of a sudden it's like, oh man, it's a little harsh.
What have I done? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did you guys hear the before and after? Yeah, it's like a 20% thing because it was already sounding pretty good, but it was a big 20% between amateur sounding and pro sounding.
I'm gonna pull down 1K a little bit on the vocal bus, see where that puts us.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while
Like if you want that vocal to sit in the mix more, it's like just take out 1K.
I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love me with the lights on. Is that so wrong? No. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that I like it.
It's easier to listen to for me personally now. It's just like vocals a little bit smoother. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce this out for Dane to master. What's up, Dane?
Ladies and gentlemen, Dane Holmes in the house. Another one of our great mentors.
Hola.
Dane has more mentoring hours than
Than anything
than any
Than
of us.
anything in his life.
Oh,
in
wow.
my life.
Amazing. Hey Dane, do you think you can get like a ScreenFlow recording going on your end to capture stereo audio?
Yes, I can.
That would be super dope.
And do
And I'm gonna
your
bounce this out.
and do your camera as well, Dane. Have it do the screen and the camera
Is it not on? What do you mean?
on the screen flow recording.
Do have it capture
Your
like
screen and your your camera
Mm.
in high res.
interesting. Okay. I don't know if I've ever done that. Hang on.
Just select both.
Let me see here.
Yeah, back in the day of CDs, Gonzalo. Yeah, it would be in 44.1, 16:44.1. But these days we just go with 24:48. And that's usually good enough. And if you need to do a CD, then give it to your whoever's pressing your stuff and or duplicating, and they'll automatically, they should anyway, automatically dither and convert it to the appropriate files.
Yeah, it's a pretty recent thing. It used to be even streaming places wanted 44.1, but now everywhere can take 48.24, and a lot of places require it. So it's just probably 95% of the time the right way to go.
I'm going to dump this mix into the events Slack channel that we have here, guys. So that has been uploaded. And now, any questions while we're waiting for Dane to get set up here, guys?
MDR, MV1, don't have an opinion on those.
What kind of equipment was used for recording? Yeah, like very budget friendly, of super affordable equipment. Caleb knows more about this than I do.
Yeah, we did an event with with him a couple months ago, and we recorded a whole track. You can go back and watch the what do we call that event?
Produce-a-thon?
No,
Intro to music production?
I don't think it was Produce-a-thon. I think we had a
Fix,
different.
fix the production?
No,
Production off?
I don't think it was just a VIP event, was it? I don't know.
Production off.
I don't know.
I don't think it was Produce-a-thon. I think we had a I don't know.
I don't
Go
know what
on our courses.mastering.com site. You'll see one where we're live in his studio, and he goes through his gear, and it's all stuff he like built or got. It's like just solid, cheaper end stuff, but he makes it sound like a Nashville recording. He's really popular there because he's just got it. It's got the technical.
Recordathon?
Yep, courses.mastering.com. You can go search in there and you'll find it.
I would like to host the credits for the artists again in the chat section. Instagram accounts here.
Yeah, big
Follow,
big
go
thank you.
support. Support these folks.
Big thanks to Grace Gunn and Reed for hooking us up.
Good one, Nick. Nick says, I rearranged the labels on my wife's spice rack. She hasn't noticed yet, but the time is cumin.
Oh my goodness.
Nick Allegro, everybody.
Nick.
He runs our membership program, which is different than the reverse engineer program. It's like a monthly Kickstarter type thing, get you going.
He's also president of the Dad Joke Club. Actually, Jake owned that title for a bit, but I think he's possibly stepped down as like
You started to eclipse me.
he's like assistant
Sure.
manager now.
Yeah.
If Nick and Jake could please in the future submit all jokes that are going to be told on the webinar in written form to my secretary, that would be fantastic.
For approval, for pre-approval.
Please, says Mike.
Did you know nothing starts with an N and ends with a G? It's true.
I kind of like that one. Yeah. I'll trans you to my assistant. Her name is Click.
Whose song is this? Is this a Christiana song?
Grace Gunn. Look at that waveform, folks. Whew. Some people get excited about cars or watches. I get excited about waveforms. Look at the curves on that thing. Wow. Control.
All right. Y'all hear that?
So Dane's gonna
Second.
master it now. He'll give us a rundown of what he's doing. We'll let him cook and he can ask questions. And he's got a call in 18 minutes, so we gotta.
Yeah, I will have to actually do this within time. All right. So, do we have a reference or
No, you got to go in blind.
we'll just do it?
Go off your gut today.
We get coffee on a Sunday. Typically, I'm a little rough around the edges, make a mess of it all. Well, I guess not anymore. You can leave me on a Tuesday. Normally, I would be afraid to be alone with my thoughts, but no more. I guess learning the hard way made me a little bit softer. I can't say I don't know why this is happening. 'Cause I do, 'cause it's you. Oh, I do, and it's you. I'm not used to loving with the lights on, so give me a minute, I'm still taking it in. I'm not used to kissing on the sidewalk, but I love that, I like it. And I don't wanna sing another sad song, not while I'm laying in your arms, 'cause you love a lot. I'm not used to waiting, getting used to, I love that, I like it. And I don't wanna sing another, I'm not used to loving, but I love that, I like it.
Cool. So first thing that I like to do, I will be using some plugin alliance stuff, by the way. I actually have 3 of their plugins pulled up here, but I'm going to call these
But
in
today it's a plugin boutique day.
plugin boutique.
That's right. Someone missed the memo.
Oh yeah, that's I don't know how I missed that. Plugin alliance stuff here.
Whoops. You got any boutique stuff?
No, no. Well, I've
If you don't have any boutique
purchased
stuff, just
I've purchased plenty of plugins from plugin, but not like specific plugin boutique plugins.
just use what you use.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just use what you use.
Sorry,
All right, guys.
Sorry, plugin boutique. We love you.
April Fools.
Everyone
Yeah,
will buy a plugin boutique plugin now. Just
we'll fire me right after this, and we'll see you guys at some future time.
Dane's staying after class.
Oh boy.
we're We're all fired.
Oh,
This is our last event. See you, everybody.
All right.
it's been fun.
Let's do this. I go with
It's been a nice ride.
I'm gonna go with and then
Pro Q. You can buy that off Plugin Boutique.
you
Boom,
can get
baby.
you can get everything off of Plugin Boutique. That's what I love.
Standard clip. Buy that off Plugin Boutique.
Yeah. No, I bought plenty of stuff. Yeah. Let's see here. We'll go linear phase. Roll off the lows. All right. And then what I like to do, I'll just quickly explain. The reason I was like jumping back and forth between this section and this section here, I'm literally just looking at the peak information and noticing like where are we peaking at. So if I were to click on that first hit where the kick lands with all the other instruments, that's a lot of information. That's a lot of transient information. And so I'm being aware, I'm being cautious of like how I go into any dynamics processing. What I like to do is just find these like bigger kind of rogue peaks. Rogue meaning it happens maybe 2 or 3 times. And we have that happening literally like two times here. Once there, once here. That hits at about -4.4. This one hits pretty much the same, -4.6. The cruising altitude of this, though, if I were to just play it in the middle, I would say like averaging is probably around like 5.5, 6 dB. So knowing that, I think I could get away with probably like a solid 2 decibels of clipping. So I'm going to take it from like where those rogue peaks are hitting and bring those rogue peaks closer to the average. That's just kind of how I like to start things off. And when it's peaks driven, when peaks are created by the drums, um, that I can get away with using clipping as a transparent way to kind of level out these peaks. I'm gonna bring this.
Think about what I've been talking about too. If these transients weren't controlled, and you had some that were like, and you'll see wave files like this all the time in a master where there's like crazy. You couldn't do this move, so he's able to be really subtle with this and take care of some transient information that's not really helping us, but only because there was already control in there. Does that make sense?
Cool. And yes, I did uniquely color my standard clip to be like 1993 PCH vibes.
You rebel.
If you're wondering. So what you're going to see is some yellow peak information. That's going to be what's being clipped. Perfect. So I'm only clipping I'm barely clipping on the average, but here when we hit this, big intro or impact to the chorus, we're going to see that more of that yellow show up. And then I like to use linear phase EQ when I'm making like a low end cut, just because it helps avoid like volume jumps like that are arbitrary, like that, meaning they don't the volume, it's not actual like volume I hear. It'll just be like a spike in volume that we get from the digital. I mean, there's phase stuff going on. There's phase shifts happening when you make aggressive low end cuts out of an entire stereo file with lots of low end in there. You can potentially, not always, but potentially you run into those kind of phase shifts that make a volume bump. Okay, so now this is where like the main part of my job comes into play, which is just to like make this sound a little bit better. I'm not going to completely alter his mix here. I just want to do just a little bit of top end, a little bit of bottom end, and I think honestly that's good. I like the mid range. I might do a little bit of upper mids. I'm gonna use the let's see here, SSL. Go with this here. Love the weight of 30 hertz sometimes. Yeah. So we're just kind of carving out some mids, like low mid information, while also kind of bringing out that top end here. Not top end, but like the upper mid range. Do an A/B of like what we've got so far. See if we're making it better or worse. someone said they hear harshness. I don't necessarily hear harshness at all.
I don't hear harshness. That could be a, a Zoom thing.
It's possible. Yeah, it feels nice and open to me. And honestly, like from here, I just like to get it loud, and that's what I'll do. So I'll put I'll do. Let's see.
Could potentially be that 1K stuff that Jake likes. It's a little hyped here, but to me,
Yeah,
it's out of bounds.
it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and use I may or may not back off on no, not that. Let's see. We'll just do this. Precision maximizer. So I'm gonna do like 2 stages of dynamics here. I'll do my final limiter. Shall be, let's see here. Yeah, we'll use this guy.
He boosted 30.
I'm gonna bring this down so don't blow up your ears, but what I'm gonna do is bring out, let's see. Usually I like to do a little bit of compression. I'm gonna do some SSL comp. Bus compressor. This guy here. I really like that a lot. So at this point, I'm just making sure I'm not like overly compressing, doing it like I've done a little bit too much there. That's great. Now all I have to do is literally just like bring it up to like the last little bit of loudness here. And I can do that just with this guy. This guy can get off Plugin Boutique, no problem. This gives me, yeah, everything that I need. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit it with like a dB.5 of gain. Bring my ceiling down to minus 1.4, minus 0.1. Anywhere between that and 0.3 is fine. Doesn't really matter. That's killer. Hitting -7 LUFS while also being like relatively green is really, really good. I think the mix came in really great and I didn't have to do much to get there. So Do you want to do before and after? That's pretty much all I do, honestly. I know that's quick. We are definitely on a time crunch here because I have a 1 o'clock I have to jump off for. But that I honestly, this is what I would do. This is exactly what I would do. Quick before and after. Go ahead and actually bounce this in place really quick. Not that. And we'll do just a completely on off. Gonna bring this down to about there. Bring this up. So it's louder. And notice how it's not like a huge difference here. It's just enough, but what we've done is like made it louder. Look, I have 7 decibels of headroom, and in here, like I'm peaking at -2, and here I'm peaking at -7. Again, Jake's is great. It's not bad. It's exactly what I need to just open things up on the low end and the top end. So
Guys, we heard those other references, and a lot of you noticed they were sounding pretty cooked. This master sounds better than those references, and we're just as loud, in my opinion. Remember how cooked those sounds? Yeah, it's clean.
yeah, I'm using the
Like just it sounded like more compressed. It sounded more saturated in a bad way. Just like sounded more processed. Yeah, over processed, cooked.
yeah, the moves are always going to be different. Just keep that in mind. Like if you write the moves down, write them down to use for this mix so that you can like write them down for this, but it's not going to work for everything at all. So really have to keep context in mind. I got to hop off, but I'll turn this back over to you guys.
Great stuff, Dane.
Yeah.
Just comes in and works some magic.
Sweet. See y'all. Bye.
Enjoy your call. If you join in the next 30 seconds, you can join Dane's call.
Hey, there you go.
Thanks, Dane. Great stuff. Did you have fun? That was a good one, right? I learn stuff every time. I hope you're learning stuff every time. If you're coming in to join the reverse engineer or you're in the reverse engineer, we'll be seeing you soon. I love these events because it always brings some more folks in I get to meet and work with. And if not, and you're working towards it, that's totally fine. And if it's not in the cards for you, that's totally fine. Keep coming back. We have so much free stuff. You get a long way, and eventually you'll come to the place where you'll be ready for that mentorship aspect, which is so important. But either way, keep enjoying our YouTube content. We just released a live mix we did with Jake in Nashville. That was a lot of fun at the Wild Horse Recording Studios. Amazing
Dark
place.
Horse.
Sorry, Dark Horse. So check that out. It's a 5-hour mixing in a studio. Worked with the great Toby Wright on that track during that session. Our students flew out to that. He did Metallica 1. He did Primus. He did Korn. He was really fun to work with. Yeah, I noticed this. If I sit just right, I got the Mickey Mouse deal going on. I need to lean the other way. Anyway, thanks, y'all.
Yo, Caleb, real quick, did you hear about the kidnapping at the school? It's okay. He woke up.
Actually don't get it. Oh, I got it. Duh, I'm so stupid. You're I love you. I love you, man. Thanks for doing a great job. Always learned a lot. We'll see you all in February. We're doing another one, of course. And I believe that one will be with Focusrite.
Cool.
If you need
That's
anything in the meantime, just reach out. And yeah, have a great rest of your week. And we'll see y'all soon. Thanks.